Well, Elevate as a public art festival has an intention of changing a community's feeling of what the community would be like was there more art and culture in it. And so we have presented Elevate in downtown Atlanta, in some underdeveloped areas of downtown, and now those places they're being developed. So our work was done, and we wanted to continue Elevate. And when I looked around the city and thought about what neighborhoods we wanted to be present in, I thought about the S.W.A.T.S. I had lived in the S.W.A.T.S. I'd raised my children there. I knew the S.W.A.T.S. better than I knew any other community. And I thought the S.W.A.T.S. had a story to tell itself about itself. And so this is one of the reasons why we moved to Elevate. We're doing Elevate in the S.W.A.T.S. And the S.W.A.T.S. is so unique in my estimation because of the people who lived in the S.W.A.T.S., who lived there, who have lived there. It has been an incubator for political and religious and artistic and educational excellence. And having lived there, I knew that, but I don't think that a lot of other people did. So, we're trying to elevate the S.W.A.T.S. in people's minds and in their hearts so that it will become a cultural hub, hopefully. Our work will be done. A cultural pop-up in Southwest Atlanta. And so it is a combination of visual arts, performing arts, theater, jazz, dance. It's just going to be a great time. Atlanta is a city of neighborhoods. And so every neighborhood has a story to tell. We're hoping that with Elevate, as we move around the city, that we'll be able to remind people of what this community is all about. And so Southwest Atlanta was like, picking the low-hanging fruit because, again, having been a resident of Southwest Atlanta, I knew it. And I thought it would be a great place to start because it has a tremendous story to tell. And it's intergenerational. There are the Joseph Lowrys who celebrated his 97th birthday. And then there are the young musical acts that are just getting started, where the S.W.A.T.S. is their inspiration for expressing their creativity. They're the visual artists who live and work in the S.W.A.T.S. And I just thought it was just a great place to start. Well, I think that the story of the S.W.A.T.S. is just taken for granted. I don't think that it's in danger of being lost. I just think that people don't think that it's something to talk about because they live it. They're just so immersed in it that it's like, well, who do I want to tell this to? This is just what we do. This is how we live. This is Southwest Atlanta, and things are changing. But I think that the people who live in Southwest Atlanta know what Southwest Atlanta is all about. But there are some newcomers. It's always good to tell the children, where they came from, to remind them of the importance of this space and this place. And that's what we're going to do with Elevate S.W.A.T.S. The foundation of the S.W.A.T.S. is its people. And the foundation of the S.W.A.T.S. is its churches. We're using 4 churches as our venues, as our cultural presentation venues that are down Cascade Road because that is the heartbeat of the S.W.A.T.S. And the church has been very influential in Southwest Atlanta from the point of view of education, political activism. Even the church supports the arts and culture in that community. So Southwest Atlanta the bones of Southwest Atlanta are those beautiful neighborhoods, you know, the winding streets, the big lawns, just the trees. You know, that's the bones of Southwest Atlanta. But the heartbeat of Southwest Atlanta is its people. We have Michael Ross, who is a businessman who grew up next door to Andy Young. We have Hamilton Holmes Jr., whose father integrated the University of Georgia and Emory Medical School. We have, Southwest Atlanta is the home of politicians like Marvin Arrington and Marvin Arrington Jr., Andrew Young, John Lewis, C.T. Vivian, who is a scholar and was the brains behind a lot of the civil rights logistics. We have Bunny Jackson, who is the first wife of our first African American mayor, Maynard Jackson, but followed by Andrew Young and Shirley Franklin, who are residents of Southwest Atlanta. Our current mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, is a resident of Southwest Atlanta, and her successor, Marcy Overstreet, who we interviewed today, is from the S.W.A.T.S. And I mean, we have musical stars, Outkast, Goody Mob, TLC, jazz greats, Freddie Cole, Kathleen Bertrand. We have artists Radcliffe Bailey, Amalia Amaki, Lev Mills, photographers like Sue Ross and Doris Derby. I mean, Southwest Atlanta is rich in its talent pool. And it's rich in the people who have contributed to making Atlanta what Atlanta is and why Atlanta is so attractive to the world. It comes out of the spirit of Southwest Atlanta. I firmly believe that. I think that people look at Atlanta and say, gosh, they're making it there. I could go there and make it. And believe you me, I have this philosophy that if you come to Atlanta and you're willing to dig in and contribute, you can make it in Atlanta. You'll be welcomed, you'll be successful, and if you're living in the S.W.A.T.S, you'll become part of that S.W.A.T.S mystique of Southwest Atlanta is just too strong. It's a moniker that was captured by one of the musical groups, but it really speaks to the spirit of this tight-knit, cohesive, thriving community, the S.W.A.T.S. Well, you know, it's a grand experiment, and we anticipate it's going to be successful. You know, for 1 week, we're going to come in and just give them cultural overload. But we know that the residents of Southwest Atlanta appreciate culture. The fact that it's not presented in their community maybe will incentivize them to present more culture in their community. They will use their churches more for cultural activity and community building. We're going into the Cascade Springs Nature Preserve. It maybe will be used as a venue more often. We're going to do a block party on the streets. And so we just hope that when we leave, Elevate S.W.A.T.S will remain as a spirit of that community.